question coming in on our website now. Sham Uttam Singh wants to know if the full circle rate applies to sale of property in an area where development isn't permitted. Now, the area is located within 100 meters of an ASI designated monument, which means it comes within the heritage structure. He also asks if a reduction in circle rate is allowed by tax authorities, and if yes, by what percentage. Now, Anshuman, this is a problem that a lot of buyers are facing, that when they're going to sell property in a lot of cities across the country, the circle rate is much, much higher than the consideration, the sale consideration that they're actually getting, the market price. What do they do in that case?
Now, so far as the circle rate is concerned, they have their designated formulas under which they compute the duties, and of course they don't go beyond those. Of course, wherever there are no development zones or restricted development zones or properties which are affected due to certain sort of reservations, then definitely you have case to get further depreciation on the value of the property, whereby the circle rate can come down. Now, of course, every state has its own laws so far as the stamp duty calculation, the circle rate calculation, and the depreciation that are permitted. So based on that, you will have to definitely look up so far as your state law is concerned. But nevertheless, as a thumb rule, any property which is affected by certain defects or certain reservations are subject to depreciations over and above the standard depreciations which are permitted to a regular developable property. Now, if it is not really provided for, then there are provisions for appeal. So any demand note that is raised to you computing a particular circle rate in respect of your property, that could be challenged before the higher authorities, whereby you can put up a case saying that the reasons and the justifications for claiming further depreciation to the circle rate.
So essentially what you're saying is, if I am the seller, I have to go and explain to the court as to why I'm selling at lower than market rate, lower than the circle rate.
Correct.
And if I'm able to, make a case for myself, then I can get away with paying stamp duty on my sale consideration.
Yeah. So what happens is, so several times the departments have set up parameters for its officers. So they don't really like to go beyond that. They don't have any discretionary powers. But as you go to the higher authority in an appeal, the appellate authority probably could use its discretions and permit the depreciation in a circle rate. This is primarily coming out of the fact that it is creating an issue in income tax further, because when the sale considerations are higher because of the circle rate, the higher of the circle rate is then considered for the purpose of taxation. So it's creating a vicious circle.
In fact, the biggest problem that people have with this entire issue is that of capital gains.
Exactly.
So, when I go to pay capital gains tax, if I
have
have to pay on the circle rate.
Correct. Higher of the value, which is the circle rate now.
And, I'm actually at a loss and I'm paying
it's
tax
become an extremely big problem, especially this year. Though we have really been experiencing a lot of transactions where this has been an issue. And a lot of people have been contemplating challenging the computation of circle rate.
So you're saying go ahead and challenge it, go to court?
Yes, because till maybe a couple of years back, this was never a case where circle rate was higher than the actual market transaction. But this year onwards, we have come across this as a serious problem where most of the transactions are getting hit, and especially the land transactions.
So Sham, the best thing that you can do is go to court and challenge it, but ensure that you are able to prove why you are selling property at lower than circle rate. If you are able to make a case, then you will probably get the benefit of a judgment in your side,
Yeah. Also, they are contemplating to take it up with the income tax as well. That although circle rate is being applied,
and trust me, that is something that we are going to keenly track and ensure that if there is something in that regard, we will bring it back and report it to you on this channel.